Hello, my name is Kim Sauer at Electronica 2016. I'm joined by Eduard Reger from Asteelflash. Edward, it's great to see you, and thank you very much for taking the time. Now, Asteelflash is a French headquartered company, but give us a little bit of a background to it and what you see as the strengths of the company.
Well, it's a company that has a very dynamic global footprint, which is kind of unique because we are a European company and we still have 14 sites in Europe, but we are also very strong in Asia, and we have 3 sites in North America and in Mexico, on each coast, west and east coast. So we're very much close to where the customers. And we have another key factor is that our company has a very shallow management system. It's very linear. Our CEO and founder, Gilles Benamou, is very involved even today as he was many years ago. So for every decisions that we have to make on those kind of accounts, he's very much in tuned and involved. And that makes it very easy for us, but it's also a huge benefit for the customers.
And obviously, therefore, with a global footprint, you're dealing with customers all over the world with different requirements. And how do you, and you mentioned the setup and that closeness to your customers, but how do you cope with, or how do you deal with those different and differing requirements from companies of different sizes?
That's a very good question, because we have just decided a few months ago to change that a little bit, and I was appointed just a few weeks ago, in fact, to take on a role which we haven't had before, which is managing the global accounts throughout all regions, so that we speak the same language, have the same approach, and also understand the requirements and the potential that the customers actually have on the global scale. So I'm coordinating those global existing accounts as well as developing new accounts. And in the regions we have then a team and a key account manager that is doing the daily work and the demand and the requirements on the region. And this way we expect to be much more efficient and have a huge potential that maybe hasn't been developed yet.
Regional variations are one thing, market requirements are another. What key markets do you have, and where are you established?
I would say that our market spread is very healthy. None of our segments are above 30%, which is very important because I have had that before in my previous life where it was differently. So if one is shaking, the other ones are not, usually they are strong. So we are looking at energy management, which is a future. We're looking at automotive. We have a very good customer base in automotive, and there's some niche products, not the typical very high volume, so very much uniqueness. Data processing, medical, which is always a growing market. Those are kind of the key elements, and then the industrial, power management, power supplies and all that. So it's mainly 5, and it's a very healthy spread.
And if you look at those markets, are there certain trends that you can identify that cover the entire range of markets, or are there specific trends for individual segments that you service?
There are indeed. When we look at the automotive, we're all talking about all the IoT, all the autonomous driving. This is kind of the future, and there's more and more type of electronic going into the car. I just heard yesterday somebody said 10 years ago that we kind of absorbed all the electronics that can be absorbed. We are kind of on a limit. Well, we are in the beginning actually now, and we just realized the last 5 years that we are in the beginning. So those are key trends in the automotive market that we are following, as well as in the energy management sector, not necessarily focusing on generating power, which is solar, wind and all that, but is managing the power that we have so we can be more efficient by using the resources that are already available, and making the communication more available to the customers, that they know how they absorb the energy and how they can be more efficient.
Just to finish that off, are there any, and you mentioned that you have a pretty equal spread amongst those, where do you see the biggest growth potential within those, or is your strategy to maintain an equal presence in each of those key markets?
Both. We want to maintain a certain healthy level because we understand this is important. So we would not go just because there are opportunities and increase to 50% in energy or something. But we see the biggest growth definitely in the automotive, especially for us because we haven't been in automotive for very, very long. So therefore we see a huge potential. Energy management definitely. is a huge thing, and in industrial, but more in the intelligent industrial automation system, and like I said, the Internet of Things, adding that kind of technology to existing product lines. We see there a big growth. So those are the three main things. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much for your time today, Eduard.
Thank you. My pleasure.